Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to Sharpened Word, where you can sharpen your mind and enrich your life. Today we've got Sharon Bakar, a teacher trainer who teaches creative writing through her company WordWorks. She is the co-editor and the publisher of 3 readings from Readings, a Malaysian writing. So I've had the opportunity to read their latest book, Everything About Us, Readings from Readings 3, to tell us more and to maybe to read an excerpt from her own short story. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Sharon Bakar.
Oh, it's a good start, isn't it? Yeah, I've broken the equipment. It's lovely to be here in Ipoh. I love Ipoh very much. I used to live in Kuala Kangsar, just a few miles to the north. I was teaching in MCKK for 2.5 years, so I consider myself a Parakian as much as I consider myself anything. Yeah, I miss this part of the country very much. KL cannot it's true. I'm the organizer. Sorry, it's a good start, isn't it? How not to do it? Sorry. I'm the organizer of an event in KL that takes place at the end of every month. The event is called Readings at Seksan. It's called Readings at Seksan because Seksan's gallery is the place where the event has been held since shortly after it was started by Bernice Chorley. Bernice set the event up in 2005. Bernice Chorley, who I think many of you know because she actually is a writer who hails from Ipoh, decided that writers needed a space where they could come together and share their work. No one's writing was going to grow without a sense of community. So she started off in a gallery called Darling Muse, but we moved very shortly afterwards to Seksan's place in Lucky Garden in Bangsa. And Seksan has given the event a home for the past 12 years, which is incredible of him. He's a man of very few words. I think many of you in Ipoh will know him as well, because he has a restored building which is turned into a restaurant. I've not actually seen it. It will be called Sekaping something, I think. Sekaping what? There you go. You know, and as you know, he has a particular architectural style. The place we use in Bangsa is actually his office space, underneath his office space. And it's a beautiful and inspiring space, even though the decor of it is very simple. And we read among the pieces of art, and the place itself has added significantly to the event. I think without a sense of place, the event could never have happened. So my debt of gratitude to Seksan is enormous. Bernice ran the event for several years, and then her mum became ill, and I took over the event as I thought temporarily, but then she said to me, why don't you take it over full time, because you obviously are enjoying it. And initially I was a bit scared because Bernice knew everybody, and I didn't think I knew many people, but I kept my ear to the ground. I found out who the people were who were writing, and I invited them. And I think I also expanded the kind of text that was read at Seksan. So I opened it up to journalists and to bloggers and to performance poets. So every session that we have at Seksan, usually on the last Saturday of the month, embraces a whole variety of different kinds of writer reading different kinds of things. We're lucky enough to have writers who have been Booker shortlisted, Booker longlisted, nominated for other major awards across the world. They've all read at Seksan's. But we also have space for people who are just really keen writers and haven't yet seen their first work in print. I try as organizer to balance things so that there's something for everybody, so that the keen beginners are supported and given space, but that the audience feels that there's going to be something really good on the menu when they come. There's a name that they know. Sometimes they invite celebrities. Well, Patrick Gio, he's also a writer, and he's fantastic fun and so on. Sometimes we have music as well in those afternoons. And it's a very informal, friendly get-together, and people network, people make new friends. A lot of the people who support the events aren't writers themselves, but are just readers or just people who like to hang out with writers and have a good time. Now, after we'd been going for several years, it seemed to me to be an awful shame that people came and they read their beautiful words, but there was no permanent record of their writing. And so I talked to Bernice about, shouldn't there be a book? And Bernice thought there should be. I went to the great Amir Mohammed with a proposal, and I said, here's a list of writers, this is what I want to do, I think it's a really good idea, what do you think? So Amir said, publish it yourself. And I thought that was a bit scary to begin with, but I am so grateful to Amir now. He helped me enormously to know how to price books, how to find my printer, how to find my distributor, helped me to put the books up on Amazon. He's helped me enormously. But I'm so glad that I started publishing books because it's a very addictive thing to do. So the first collection was the Green Book, edited by myself and Bernice, and that came out in 2011. The second book was the Red Book, Readings from Readings too. When I published the first book, I didn't think there would be a second book. I thought that would be it, but that came out in 2012. And then there's a bigger gap before this book, which came out in August this year, Everything About Us. And I'm most proud of this book. If you want to buy one of the books and only want to buy one of them, I would recommend buy this one, because I think it is the strongest of the collections, although all three of them contain some really lovely writing. And there's a great variety of stuff in here, all kinds of things. There's fiction, there's non-fiction, there's poetry of different kinds. Some of it is very much on-the-page poetry, others are more performance pieces in the book. A great variety of types of fiction as well, everything from flash fiction to longer short stories, and you'll be hearing some of the writers here reading from their books. The pieces in the book, many of them were read for the first time at Seksan's and collected over the years, or I listened and I thought, oh, I'd love to publish that piece. I wonder what it looks like on the page. Of the writers here, I think Sukhbir's piece was a piece that he read, and I said to myself, oh, I love that, I really must get that for the book. Other pieces came to me because I'm lucky enough to teach creative writing, and there were pieces that were written or that started life in one of my classes and then were subsequently worked on later, and they grew out of that. Aisha's piece and Aaron's piece are pieces that came to me in that way. I also did a call for submissions, but interestingly, the call for submissions didn't give me as much material as just kind of like keeping my ear to the ground and finding the material that I liked and wanted for it. Okay, I'm going to not talk any more about the book. You'll get a taste of it, I think. Later on, if you want to ask any questions, I think that would be a good time to bring up any other issues. But I promised I would read a little bit of my story. So, you know something, I put one of my pieces into every book for one reason, not because I think it's better than the other pieces, I know it's not. You know, I'm very humble in that way. But because I know that someday I'll be invited to an event and asked to read, so I better have something of my own to read. Isn't that a good reason? Okay, my story is called Just Like Steven Spielberg. Why? Why people always say love is blind? Like we all got no intelligence, cannot think through for our own self. I tell her I'm married, so she should know the score, right? Right. I tell you all honestly, I never asked this girl to fall in love with me. I just try to give her the message that I want to enjoy. I tell her, no need for string attached. I say, please try to understand. Whatever you want to do with me is just like one night stand. But it can be many nights actually. I don't mind about that. And I say, I'm not a one-woman's man, but I'm surely a man of my word. So why she want to go make trouble for me? I don't understand. I don't understand at all. Of course, I lie to her a little bit lah. I tell her I'm not happy with my marriage life. I tell her it's because I marry young. My wife don't understand me. The usual thing. My wife don't like to do those certain things with me, which is actually not true, lah, but what to do? I have to be nice to her, say all the sweet things to her. But you must understand, lah, I never lead her on. It's just like part of the game. Men have to be a good talker if they want to get a woman into bed. Right or not? You blushing, huh? I know Sam can talk all kind of romantic nonsense. How else are you going to get a pretty girl like you? Eh, sorry Sam, just joking lah. You're going to buy us another round when you finish that game. People over here dying of thirst, you know. Alamak, don't bluff me. I know you girls. You all love that kind of thing. And I can talk. All those sweet words, they just come. I can bluff like crazy. Maybe I should be a writer of storybooks. You think so, huh? With this Elaine, I don't even have to try so hard. It's like she wants to believe me. Well, sure, she's a little bit lonely, all by herself in KL. Don't know why, never seemed to have friends, even though she's a working girl. So actually, I'm being kind to her. Take her out to all these places, give her a good time. How's she going to eat in all these fancy places on her salary? I make sure she enjoy herself. Once or twice, even take her out station when I got convention. No lah, you're wrong there. Listen. I must tell you something. Frankly speaking, I love my wife very much. But the thing is, I just want to enjoy life outside. A man is made like that, you see. You always eat home-cooked food. Sometime you need a change. You must go eat outside. True or not? Well, you girls bound to have a different viewpoint, only natural. And actually, no harm if no one find out, isn't it? I keep my wife happy. I make this girl very happy. I just want to read you one more paragraph because this is my favorite paragraph in the story. And this is after he's talked about how he has lied to his wife. I always got plenty of story behind me. You see, I'm the type the lie just come like that. I don't have to think or get panic what I'm going to answer now. I always tell the story, whatever I imagine, as if it's happening at the time, but it's not. All these are from my imagination. I'm just like Steven Spielberg. You know, the one who directed Jurassic Park and a few good movies. I'm like him. Okay, thank you very much.